Hey ladies, it's Jody Maley here in beautiful BC, Canada, and we are with the Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. You know what I didn't do? If one of you guys want to do it, is actually take the Hangout link and put it into our Fearless Online group. So if anybody
Okay,
wants to join us this morning, that would be awesome.
I
We had a
got
little
you.
bit of technical difficulty here getting started.
I did
But
on
I'd like
mine.
to welcome my other co-host, Lynn Richards, and Sharon Sutherland.
Hello.
Sutherland?
Yes.
Okay. We are a group of ladies that we get together Monday through Thursday just to help empower people and, any fears that we have as entrepreneurs and home business owners, just to help to support each other and lift each other up. And this is like, for me anyways, I find that this is my self-development time. We always have, instilled in ourselves, or at least the leaders on this group, of reading 30 minutes a day, and I can't remember what the other 30 is, reading and
30
writing,
minutes of audio
30 minutes audio, 30 minutes of reading, and then do that for 30 days.
and then
So,
rinse and repeat.
and rinse and
And
repeat.
never ending.
And this is just a fun way that we have that we do our reading together. So we are reading one of Jack Canfield's books called The Success Principles. So if you'd like to grab a copy of that, you can go to Amazon.com or Amazon.ca or wherever you are from and get yourself a copy of The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. One of the reasons that I love his books, and I recommend, if you are new to self-development and you're new to a home business, his books really do give you some great social skills and self-development skills and even business skills, because your business will thrive when you first take care of you. Okay? So getting to know who you are and feeding your mind with the more positive will have more positive effects onto your business. So we are on chapter or principle number 63, and I'll just read the first little part here, just the little quote, and if you want to start reading, Sharon, that'd be awesome. So principle
Okay.
number 63 is start now, just do it. Many people die with music still in them. Why is this so? Too often it is because they are always getting ready to live. Before they know it, time runs out. Oliver Wendell Holmes, former U.S. Supreme Court Justice.
There is no perfect time to start. If you're an astrologer and you want to contact your astrologer about a auspicious date to get married, open your store, launch a new product line, or begin a concert tour, okay, that's fine. I can understand that, but for everything else, the best strategy is just to jump in and get started. Sorry, lost my page. Spot, get started. Don't keep putting off things off waiting for 12 doves to fly over your house in the sign of a cross before you begin. Just start. You want to be a public speaker? Fine. Schedule a free talk for a local service club, school, or church group. Just having a day will put the pressure on you to start researching and working your speech. If that's too big of a stretch, then join Toastmasters or take a speech class. You want to be in the restaurant business? Go get a job in a restaurant and start learning the business. You want to be a chef? Get enrolled in a cooking school. Take action and get started today. You do not have to know everything to get going. Just get in the game. You will learn by doing. First, you jump off the cliff and you build wings on the way down. Ray Bradbury, prolific American author of science fiction and fantasy. Don't get me wrong here. I'm a big postpone, proponent of education, training, and skills building. If you need more training, then go and get it. Sign up for that class or that seminar now. You need a coach or a mentor to get where you want to go? If so, then go get one. If you're afraid, so what? Feel the fear and do it anyway. The key is just to get started. Quit waiting until you are perfectly ready. You never will be. I started out my career as a history teacher in Chicago's high school. I was far from the perfect teacher on my first day of teaching school. I had a lot to learn about classroom control, effective discipline, how to avoid getting conned by a slick student, how to confront manipulative behaviors, and how to motivate an unmotivated student. But I had to start anyway. And it was in the process of teaching that I learned all of those other things. Most of life is on the job training. Some of the most important things can only be learned in the process of doing them. You do something and you get your feedback about what worked and what doesn't. If you don't do anything for fear of doing it wrong, poorly, or badly, you'll never get any feedback, and therefore you'll never get to improve. When I started my first business, a retreat and conference center in Anaheim, Massachusetts called the New England Center for Personnel and Organizational Development, I went to a local bank to get a loan. The first bank I went to told me I needed to have a business plan. I didn't know what that was. I went and bought a book on how to write a business plan. I wrote one up and took it to the bank. They told me there was a bunch of holes in my plan. I asked them what they were, and they told me. I went back and rewrote the plan, filling in the areas I had left out that were unclear or unconvincing. I then went back to the bank. They said the plan was good, but they wanted to pass. I asked them who might be willing to fund the plan. They gave me the names of several banks in the area they thought might be responsive favorably. Again, I went off to the bank. Each one gave us more feedback until I had honed the plan and my preparation to the point where I did finally obtain the $20,000 loan that was needed. When Mark Victor Hansen and I released the Chicken Soup of the Soul, I thought it would be a good idea to sell the book in bulk quantity to some of the larger network marketing companies, thinking they would give them or resell them to their sales forces to motivate them to believe in their dreams, take more risks, and therefore achieve greater success in selling. I got a list of all of the companies that belong to the Direct Marketing Association, and I started cold calling the sales directors of the large companies. Sometimes I couldn't get to the sales directors or take any calls. Other times I was told we are not interested. Several times I was actually hung up on, but eventually, after getting better at getting through to the right decision maker and properly discussing the book's potential benefits, I made several significant sales. A few of the companies liked the book so much they later hired me to speak at their national convention.
Okay, I'll cut you there.
Okay.
This is actually a really, really long chapter, so I'll just finish up speaking on this, and then maybe we'll highlight some of the main topics of it, and then we can do a little bit of some masterminding. So, was I a little scared making cold calls? Yes. Did I know what I was doing when I started? No. I had never tried to sell mass quantities of books to anyone before. I had to learn as I went. But the most important point is that I just got started. I got into communication with the people I wanted to serve, found out what their dreams, aspirations, and goals were, and explored how our book might help them in achieving their objectives. Everything unfolded because I was willing to take a risk and jump into the ring. You too have to begin from wherever you are to start taking the actions that will get you to where you want to be. Alrighty. Oh, and Rachel's here too. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
All right, so one of the biggest things just in this first part is that action needs to be taken. And I think, too, that, Jack Canfield knew exactly where they wanted to be with their book. And even though that he'd never done any kind of cold selling or anything like that before, he took a chance on that and had, good results. Okay. Would either one of you guys like to make a comment on that?
The one thing that they stated in this portion that we read was, don't wait till you get everything perfect. You need to start. That's how you learn, is by getting started. You don't wait until everything is, all your ducks are lined up and you're not sure what to do. If you never get in there and get started, then you will never get better at what you do.
Yeah, for sure. And right at the beginning where he had said, every person has a song in their heart and or something to share. And you might not think that what you have to share is important, but we've been learning, especially reading this book, that what we want and what we desire, there's a whole lot of people out there who want and desire the similar things. And by stepping out and just doing it ourselves, we're actually encouraging other people to step out in their dreams too.
Exactly. And the other thing is, in order to get started, you need to go and get enrolled in whatever type of marketing strategy, or if you want to be a chef, a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, you got to go get started. So don't keep talking about what you want to do. Go and take action about getting started on your course to success.
Yeah. And I like how in the next part here that he quotes that the key to success is what you've learned or relearned in this book and put it into action. So we're getting close to the ending of the book, as there are 64 principles in the book. And he just kind of says, you know what? And this could be for listeners here who maybe you're just joining us now or you've been with us for a few weeks. Go back to the start of the book is what he suggests, and start, for each success principle, because he says, how many are there here? Biggest thing, 64. So there's 64 principles, and all you have to do is just go back to the first one, make some notes of what you want to implement from that, and then just start, doing it. I know that for all of us, even committing to be here on the Hangout, for us, is our reading time. And then after, during this, we even mastermind together. So we're kind of doing several success principles, even just by committing to being to this group. Anyone else want something to say there?
Yeah, through my experience in life, I've learned, you have to jump in, but I kind of do the groundwork first, some of it. And I've always learned that experience is knowledge. I'd rather have somebody experienced working with me than somebody with a piece of paper hanging on the wall that doesn't have any experience. And that happened at one of my jobs. This gentleman, the leader of the company, wanted me to work up. He says, well, do you have a degree? And I said, yes, I do. He goes, well, what is it? I said, it's called common sense. I said, I don't have a piece of paper on the wall to say it, but that's what it is. And, experience to me is better than that piece of paper on the wall. Certain professions, yes, you do need your degree, absolutely. But others, to me, experience is king. That's what I wanted to add.
And I agree with you 110% on that, Lynn, because experience is very, very important. Very important.
Thank you. And nowadays, too, especially the four of my older kids are, they're growing up, and a lot of them are, well, 3 of them are out on their own. And it's the same thing, too. Like, I've, talked to my kids in the last couple of years about, how to keep a balance in a check account and and some money tips and advice, because that's something that's not always taught in schools. And so that's a really, really good start for lots of people. Now, I'm just going to kind of pick through here. Oh, and he actually says this: you need to finally work on developing your money consciousness. You need to make sure you set up a procedure for automatically investing that 10% or more. So I think he's just saying here that some of the tips that we've talked about in the book, he's kind of highlighting them a bit. And that is definitely one that I don't think a lot of people do. You know, they might be good givers, and you might maybe give your 10% to your church or whatever, but what about that 10% that you should be taking off the top of your income and reinvesting that income? And I thought that was a great idea, and something that especially home business owners, we need to do that as well, because reinvesting back into our small business, or once your small business is making X amount of dollars a month, and then, you know, making sure you get some mutual funds and other things like that are really, really important, so that you have your money working for you all the time.
Absolutely. And as you go down this road to achieving your financial dreams and goals, it is critical that you also take care of the financial side of it, because if you get up there and have achieve your dreams and goals, but you don't know how to manage your money, how are you going to hold on to it? How are you going to know what to take, how to take care of it? I mean, it as hard as you work for, you don't want it to go very easy. You want it to work for you, so you don't always have to be working for it. So learn how to take care of your financial obligations, know how to diversify your money, and know how to invest it and reinvest in yourself. Also, take time off to enjoy life as well. Don't be a workaholic. You know, you need to have time to experience life, and if you work all the time and life pass you by, then you know you don't enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. And he goes on to say here a little bit that there is no overnight success. He says, you know, it took him years to learn and implement all these principles in the book. But he says, but as you go through the book and you invest in your own time, it will eventually, you know, come back to you. And I really liked his one strategy, too, about analyzing and cutting back on your spending, because even when I started with this company, it wasn't a big investment to get going, but for us on a limited budget, it was for us. So I had decided that actually this was maybe the opportunity before the one I was on here with, which was $25 a month. But I had decided last year that I would just cut out going to Starbucks a couple times a week. So not going to Starbucks, and then buying, there's some packaged stuff that you could buy, that because I like the cappuccinos. So there was some packaged cappuccinos that I had gotten, and actually my husband last year for Christmas, or Mother's Day, got me a Tassimo, so now I can have my nice drinks at home too. But that was one thing that I thought that I could cut out right away, that by cutting back on that spending, I had my $25 every single month, and I never missed it, right? So cutting back on something to focus on what you really want is a really good idea, and I encourage people to do that. Where are areas that if you are stuck or stumbled and you're trying to raise money for something, either a new business or a new car or a new house, you know, what is it that you're willing to give up to get that? Okay, and we're just going to scan ahead here a little bit. Here he says, none of the wealthy and successful people I know, both my closest friends and the more than 70 people I interviewed for this book, could have possibly planned or predicted the exact sequence of events that unfolded over the course of their lives. They all started with a dream and a plan, but once they started, things unfolded in unexpected ways. And I love that statement. You know, it's those things that as soon as you start putting them into motion and you're going ahead with the plan of it, that, you know, things just line up so much more quickly because you put that first intention out.
Exactly. And then it also go on to say when Dave Leninger decided to have the biggest real estate agency in Denver and started his own agency, he had no idea that 30 years later his company Remax would become the largest real estate agency in the United States, a $1 billion business with 92,000 agents in 50 countries around the world. Now just think about it. If he hadn't went out and ventured out on his own and started this, what would have happened? I
Yeah.
mean, look at the success he has achieved because of going out on faith. Then it also talk about Donald Trump. He built his first building. He wasn't aware that he would eventually own casinos, golf courts, a resort, the Miss USA contest, and the #1 reality show on American television. He just knew he would wanted to build a magnificent building. The rest unfolded along the way. So you never know what you might accomplish when you go out there and you take that first step down the road to success. Because many things. What was the first thing you said, Jody, about at the very beginning? Um, oh, what was it? The song inside of you.
Yes.
You don't know
Yeah.
exactly what the song is inside of you until you go out there and start achieving your dreams and goals. So that was powerful. I like that.
And I actually am a musician. I don't know if I actually ever told you guys this.
No, you haven't. No,
But
you haven't.
I was a piano teacher for quite a few years, and and I've written several songs myself too, and it is just like that. You just need to. The only way you're going to make a song is by sitting down at the piano and start, going around with some keys and maybe starting with a good, lyrics and words and stuff like that. I mean, that's how you have a song. And yeah, I think like Donald Trump and some other guys here that they recognized in the book here, they knew what they wanted.
Mhm.
And then they just went forward with the steps to get there. And you got to have the dream. You got to have the vision. And you need to pat yourself on the back when you're doing your dream as a process.
Absolutely. And one thing I would also tell you, Jody and panel, that I play the piano as well. So that's something that you're right is very relaxing, very calming, very you can be very creative, So all the skills that you have, you never know how they might apply or how you might use them later on in life. So don't, use them all. Use your talents, use your skills, but start somewhere.
Mhm. Alrighty, we're almost to the end here, and if anyone wants to jump out, just let me know. Um, I think when people collaborate with books, like I see that Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen have done this a lot. They really like co-creating with people because I think they're the type of authors that they know that working with someone else and masterminding together always makes that project just a little bit better. And I think that that's what this group does too. By everyone kind of chiming in, with experiences that you've had and how it can relate to other people. I know that we've had some feedback from people who do watch our hangouts and enjoy them and how much they really are learning. And it's just because we're sharing our own stories. It's just because we're sharing our own dreams. And when other people say that and see that, I think that they get reawakened to a dream that was in them. So with that being said, how would each one of you like to just jump out really quick and share with us what your dream is and some of the first steps that you want to take to get there?
Well, what you need to do with your dream or your goal is first you need to have a detailed plan as best as you could conceive, at the time you're starting out. But as you achieve each success, it opens up new unforeseen possibilities, and then you will be guided in the direction that you want to go to get started. And once you get that first accomplishment of your plan, then you want to keep moving forward, and then when you get another one, you want to keep moving forward. That's how you grow, and that's how you develop. And as Lucky is growing the business, he is, seeing things that need to be changed and develop and grow, and he's moving forward with that, and I'm here to support him and help him in any way that I can. And we see um, our dream being coming to reality. Um, us retiring and moving to Virginia, us helping other entrepreneurs achieving their dreams and goals, and putting a plan in place to um, achieve success. And what is all of this called? Once you have the plan in place, it's called duplication. So if you have a plan that's easily duplicated and you put it into play and you can follow it and your team can follow it, look at the domino effect that it will have on how your business will grow. So helping one another achieve their dreams and goals, and then in turn we will achieve our dreams and goals.
I'm huge on quality versus quantity. I've seen people step on other people to get ahead, and to me that's not getting ahead. I'll give you an example. I was trying to get into a car dealership to sell cars, so I had to take this course and went through it and passed it. The first day I went on training with somebody else, he was talking about how he gypped somebody $2,500 because she was in a profession, I'll say it like that wasn't legal. And he was proud of himself for doing it. And I'm sitting there, how can somebody do that to somebody? I don't care what the person does. I have to sleep with myself at night. I can't do that. If this is the kind of company that's training me to do that, I'm out of here. And I went to the boss and I told him, I said, look, I understand businesses have to make a profit, but you don't step all over people and basically drain them of their things to get your sale. That's not the way I am. And that's not the way I operate. I've seen this too many times. And to me, it boils down to the power of intention. And I would rather be in second place and be smiling and being able to sleep with myself at night and have scruples, than some of these people that just are out for money, 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 and then not doing the right thing, in my book. Sharon, can you relate to that at all? Can anybody relate to this?
Scarlett's trying to talk, but we can't hear you. You readjust your mic. No. Still can't hear you. Oh, there's a kitty behind your head. No, I agree with you, Lynn. There are so many companies right now that what I call is sleazy salesmanship, because they're not trying to really be there for their customer. And then they give false pretenses about what they're doing. And if you can't be open and honest with others, you can't be open and honest with yourself. And that is something that I've found over and over again. And just like you said, Lynn, like, you have to sleep with yourself at night.
Got you now.
And yeah, we got you now there, Scarlett. So if you want to make a comment, go ahead.
Now she can't hear.
Now she can't hear us.
I just wanted to say, I mean, the question about, what is our dreams? When the question is, what is our dreams? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I love, the book that we had read before this, I remember it talked about writing down our intentions every day. And I think I've shared before that before you know it, all of a sudden, you're living those intentions. And I'm blessed to, I just turned down somebody who needed a modification. And, you know, to be able to say, no, I can't do that anymore. Just, it's so emotionally draining. And to be able to be in a company like that we're in, where it's about self-development, and it's about, you know, growing our business, and just this incredible group of women that we have right here. You know, I mean, people helping people. You know, that's, it's kind of feel like some days I wake up and I'm living the dream. And but you know, we do have. We've got three in college, one getting ready to go to college next year. You know, you know, my what am I here for right now? And that's, you know, for my kids to be able to experience college. Although I hope that they're entrepreneurs and can, you know, take with them that, but that they can come out of it without any debt. That's my dream. And also secondary would be to have a house maybe on the water that we can all have Sunday dinners to, and be able to, you know, go out and enjoy each other. But aside from those two, you know, really where I am, to be where I am right now in life, I feel like I praise God every day, because I feel like I'm living the dream. And I thank you guys for that. And I just hope people, you know, continue kind of watching this, because this is a great group of people. I mean, Rachel Kelly, she rocks. We've got, you know, and she's bringing up leaders. She's bringing us up as leaders. And you know, I want to thank her for that, because I don't get to see her all the time, and it's great to see you. And just, you know, Miss Sharon, just when, you know, when things get tough, to be able to kick you in the rear and say, okay, you're not going to quit, you're going to keep coming back. And you know, I've gained and lost a team, and I'm back, you know, have with about 9 people, and I wouldn't be here and living this awesome dream without you guys. So I just want to thank y'all for that. And so I'm living it. I guess that's the saying for the day. I'm living the dream. So I thank you guys.
Okay.
Welcome.
Oh, are you there, Rachel? No, we can't hear
No,
you.
okay. I tell you, we've been having technical difficulties today, boy. I
That's
tell
right.
you.
Learn how to read lips.
Well, as we close out here, sorry, Rachel, we still can't hear you. But as we close out here on behalf of the Fearless Online Entrepreneur Group, you know, if you love listening to these Hangouts, if you're gaining value from these Hangouts, please like us. And every time we have a Hangout from Monday to Thursday, you're more than welcome to join. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you're taking home today. So with that being said, you know, if you've been on this panel, or you've been listening to us and you want to get the book by Jack Canfield, go right from the start again and just kind of go through it and see what you can apply, because that's the whole basis of what we are learning here, is that, you know, take something new, apply it, and then rinse and repeat. It's as simple as that. So for our group today, I'd like to say thank you for joining us, and we will see you all tomorrow.